What happens when a government declares war? Not on a country, not on rebels, but on a bunch of giant birds. Sounds like satire, right? But in 1932, Australia actually launched a military operation against emus, and spoiler, the emus won. This is the story of the Great Emu War, half ridiculous, half real, 100% legendary. It's 1932, the Great Depression has hit hard. Australia's Western farmers, many of them World War I veterans, are trying to survive. They've been promised land and opportunity, but instead they're drowning in drought, crop failure, and poverty. Just when they thought things couldn't get worse. 20,000 emus invade. Not one or two, not even a flock. We're talking feathered chaos, tall, fast, and very, very hungry. They destroyed fences, trampled crops, and made terrifying squawking sounds. Some farmers swore they saw emus working in organized squads, taking shifts and scouting humans. It was war. The farmers begged the government for help. And Australia responded with the military? Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery was sent in, armed with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammo. It was supposed to be a swift operation. They're just birds, they said. What could go wrong? Everything. On day 1, they found a group of 50 emus. The soldiers opened fire, and the birds scattered. Like pros, only a few were hit. The rest vanished into the bush like feathered ninjas. They ran 50 kilometers per hour, ducked like infantry, and even used terrain to their advantage. These were no ordinary birds. These were avian commandos. The soldiers tried mounting guns on trucks, but the roads were so bumpy they couldn't aim. The emus just outran them. Greater than at one point, Major Meredith reported using 2,500 rounds and hitting less than 500 birds. Newspapers around the world had a field day. Australia loses War 2 birds. Flightless foes foil firearms. Even politicians started asking, why are we using military resources on oversized chickens? Major Meredith admitted, greater than if we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds. It would face any army in the world. Greater than oof. And here's where fact begins to blur into legend. Some locals swear the emus were led by a mythical general named Commander Claw, that he wore a crooked feather like a war medal and could outwit any trap. Others say a rogue emu infiltrated army camps, spying on tactics. One farmer claimed to see an emu standing over a machine gun, as if claiming it as a trophy. Of course, we'll never know the truth, but the chaos was real. By the end of 1932, the military pulled out, defeated. Feathers, 1. Guns, 0. After the war, bounties were placed instead. Farmers were given ammo, and local hunters took on the emus in smaller numbers. It worked, a little, greater than, but the legend lived on. Today, the Great Emu War is taught in schools, joked about online, and referenced in memes. But beneath the laughter is a strange truth. One of the world's most organized armies once faced a force that couldn't fly, couldn't talk, and had no idea they were even at war. Greater than, and somehow the birds won. Subscribe to Mythos Vault for more strange stories from the edge of history.